Yo, what's good, everybody? TJ Man 43 Gaming here, back on. What was the name of this? It was Sports Talk, everything in between. Sports Talk and everything in between. We back in. The Steeler game just went off. We was talking about it. We made predictions, and Steeler Nation, they came through once again with the W over Kansas City. But we're gonna get into that later. I got my guest here, Double M. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. You feeling good? But you leaving off the 49.
Man, it's been, I don't say TJ Man 43. I'll just be saying TJ sometimes.
You doing your intro.
Well, that's my intro though. See, this is the everything in between. Anyway,
when you introduce, just say Double M 49.
Sometimes
and then we can go to Double M.
See, sometimes I be wanting to say 48 though. Anyway, I got some podcast notes this go around. I do. So this is what we go hit, and I can always show you if you want to look at it. We got the divisional round is up. We're gonna talk about that, starting with Dallas and Green Bay. Then we're gonna move on to Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and then we're gonna talk about the matchups for next week. And yeah. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, then let's get into it. So, the divisional round is up. Of the 4 games, about how many games did you get right thinking who was gonna win?
I got all of them.
You got all?
Oh, you said the 4 games.
Of all 4 games, yeah.
Who played yesterday?
It was New England.
I got all of them.
You got all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first game
I keep forgetting about Highland.
The first game that came on was ATL in Seattle. Atlanta won 36-20. You said you got that right. What made you think that Atlanta was gonna get that right?
Because Ryan hot right now.
Man,
he's hot right now.
He hot right now.
Too many weapons. In Seattle, they're a shell of themselves. They got injuries on the defense, and they don't have a running game.
They got Alex Collins,
but they're not playing him though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I saw him in when I was watching the game. I saw him get in. He actually saved the pick 6 because the dude would have scored. Alex had to push him out.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex.
Yeah. Woo pig, Suey. But they just didn't match up well.
Man,
Seattle didn't match up well with them.
I was thinking Seattle gonna take the game. Look, for the past couple of years, you can't deny this. Atlanta has went into the playoffs and not done anything really. I mean, they get the number 1 seed and number 2 seed every season for the past couple seasons, and they don't do anything in the playoffs.
This year was different.
Obviously,
this year was different because for one, they got 2 dynamic runners. They finally got some help for Julio Jones. I mean, Matty Ice. He Matty Ice. So when you get those weapons like that, and then your defense is playing well, they're a matchup nightmare.
I mean, but
it's the highest scoring offense.
At the same time, I mean, you look at Seattle.
They are a shell of themselves.
Seattle shows up in the playoffs, which they have as of recent. They have. I mean, they ain't went to Super Bowl every year, but when they get their chance,
but you missing one important element.
Well, I got that though.
They don't have that. They don't have that running game. That's the way they're built.
I know. But I don't know. I just didn't see Atlanta getting over the hump.
When I think that they didn't give enough credit to Marshawn Lynch. When Marshawn Lynch left, there went Seattle. And they're looking for that kind of runner that gives them that attitude.
When they start Alex
on offense. Well, maybe they'll start Alex next year. But Marshawn Lynch gave them the attitude on offense that the defense has. And when he left, they don't have that anymore. They're relying a lot on Russell. And I like Russell. But until they get that, Seattle is not going to be a factor.
Well, one half of the NFC Championship will be Atlanta next week. So Houston and New England. Now,
that was a laugher.
Come on. It wasn't that much of a laugher. Everybody was counting Houston out. And I know it is 16-34. I know they do have more than twice the points that they scored. But that was in the fourth quarter. That was the second half, really. Anybody watching that game, you have to say at some point you was thinking maybe Houston could pull this off. Because the first half, they were in it. They just started losing the second half.
I mean, the thing that hurts Houston is they don't have a quarterback.
Brock was pulling his weight in the first half. The reason why they lost that game, you look at the when they be interviewing the coaches going into halftime, the lady, I can't remember her name. She was like, she talked to Bill Belichick. She's like, what do you need to work on? He was like, everything. And then she was like, what about this, that, and the third? Then he was like, everything. She asked him one more question. He just said everything. I think he went in the locker room and told them to work on everything. Bill Belichick, I don't like the Patriots. I don't like Tom Brady. Bill Belichick is a coach, though. And
he is. He's probably the best coach in football.
I don't know about all that.
But,
well, probably.
Well, I mean, how can you argue against it?
Yeah, you're right. Anyway.
for this run that they've been on, you can't argue that.
Yeah.
Everybody else wins sporadically except Tomlin. So it is ironic, which we'll talk about it later. It is ironic that you have the two winningest coaches. Tomlin has never had a winning season, and the Patriots are consistent that they're in the AFC Championship.
Never had a winning season.
Never had a losing season.
Oh, I was gonna say that was.
No, he hasn't had a losing season in his 10 years. So who else can say that?
That was 10 years ago. It sure was. Wow.
So aside from that, you have the Steelers and the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Houston defense. They showed up. They don't have an offense. They don't have an offense. So
they need to call Andre. Who? Andre Johnson.
It wouldn't help. It's the QB.
He was pulling him.
They need that Savage.
Tom Savage. Tom
Savage played better than Osweiler.
Man,
Savage is the one that got him there.
Overrated.
No matter. He hurt. And it showed. So it is interesting to see what they do with Brock next year. Because they've invested a lot of money in him.
Brock needs to go to, like...
and probably about this time...
St. Louis or...
Denver's probably celebrating. Because they don't have him.
Who?
Denver. Osweiler.
I'm saying, they don't have Osweiler. They had Osweiler before?
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. You're right. Anyway, too much time spent on this blowout. Next, Green Bay and Dallas.
That was a game.
As much as I hate to admit it, that was a game. But I was halfway right.
Halfway?
I was halfway right.
How was that?
A quarter of me being right was saying Green Bay was going to win. Well, actually, that's the whole half. The second half was, them not necessarily being a playoff team. Like, they was in it. They was in it. What I was picturing in my mind's eye was more so Green Bay going in there and kind of running up the score, which they did in the first half. But I ain't see them coming back like that. I mean,
Dallas, I said Dallas is a very good football team.
I didn't say that they weren't. I'm just saying, teams either show up or they don't in the playoffs.
They showed up.
They showed up.
You can't.
I didn't think they were going to show up.
The stage wasn't too big for the rookies. Dak and Zeke. Just looking at it, we was watching some of the commentary after the game. It might have came down to coaching.
Because I don't think Jason Garrett know what he be doing. You look at that man's face while they be playing, he be looking lost.
Yeah,
he be looking lost.
When you have a running back like Ezekiel Elliott, you have the offensive mind that they have. Why would you not, And not saying that couldn't handle the moment, because he did.
Yeah.
But
he ran for over 100.
Zeke, you should have been pounding the ball with Zeke.
I think Zeke had 22 carries.
125 yards.
And say you add 10 more carries, maybe 15 more carries to that. Like, you run out the clock, and Aaron Rodgers don't have as much time.
Aaron Rodgers off the field, yeah.
And you know, that's the argument everybody was making. Aaron Rodgers is not gonna have no time because they're gonna run about with Zeke, and then they didn't do it. And you know,
when I saw the 35 seconds left and 2 timeouts by Green Bay, I'm like, wow, they scored too fast.
Dude.
Shouts to Green Bay defense, though. They stopped them on the 3rd down when they had to.
Yeah. Man, you know, I was, like you said, we was listening to post commentary. I think Boom pointed out something good. Like, they didn't have Jordy Nelson.
No.
They didn't have Jordy Nelson. And you know, he talked about playing next week against Atlanta.
Oh, they gonna need him.
They gonna need him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that later. Because, we gonna talk about these matchups. But back on Dallas and the Green Bay game, I mean, that was really down to the wire. I'm telling you right now, kickers are getting a new role in the game.
Okay, so this is the year of the kicker.
This is the year of the kicker, man. At least in Steel City. At least in Steel City.
It wasn't Green Bay and Dallas.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm glad Pittsburgh won. I said Le'Veon needed to get 100 yards. Usually he'd get 100 in the first half, which he did.
Yep.
101, ended the game with 170, 30 carries. But they made some bonehead plays, too. Because you can't get down there on your first drive. You inside the 5 or at the 6-yard line. Le'Veon's running got you down there, and then you don't use him.
He probably tired. Fatigue.
He got to suck that up. This is the first drive of the game. They threw passes. They went no huddle.
Exactly, huddle.
Kansas City was on their heels. And you should have ran Le'Veon at least twice. And they didn't. And you had to settle for a field goal.
Man,
you get down there again. Same position on the field. And instead of running Le'Veon, you throw a pass that was actually covered. And if it's not going to Antonio Brown, you know, I like Rodgers, but he's not your star.
Do it have to be the star?
In this instance, yes.
Man, no. It's in Pittsburgh. They say next man up.
I understand that.
Whoever is
but
next
he was
up.
Covered. Man, he was covered. I'm sorry.
I tell you like
this is the AFC Conference Championship game, and if I'm on the 5-6 yard line, I'm running Le'Veon 3 times.
I'll tell you like this. Take a cheetah. I compare Le'Veon to a cheetah. Not because of the speed, but because of his little bursts. Cheetahs run in bursts. If they run in no huddle and it's cold and you using Le'Veon, by the time they get down there to that 5, I don't want to risk hurting him.
Okay, but the thing is, Le'Veon at that point only had like 5 carries.
But they ran the whole time. Even if he's not carrying, he's still doing stuff.
I understand, just like everyone else. Just like Kansas City's defense on their heels.
But the difference between him and everybody else is everybody else ain't getting hit them 5 times. I'm not worried. I mean, yeah, they should have got a touchdown on that opening drive. But this is the reason why I don't have a problem with it in this particular instance. Well, of course, besides them getting a W anyway. I said it in the first podcast. Pittsburgh is playing at a level where they will do anything, whatever it takes to win. If that means Chris Boswell getting 18 points, Chris Boswell will be my MVP.
He is not a fourth killer week.
I'm not saying he is, but on this game, he gonna be the MVP. Chris Boswell will be my MVP. Whatever it takes to get points up on the board. All season, Mike Tomlin wasn't kicking no field goals. Chris said, hey, I can make them. And he been making them. On paper, that don't look good. 6 field goals? That's your only points. That's fine. They did the same thing against Cincinnati, though. Cincinnati was beating them. They did the same thing against Cincinnati. 6 field goals. They'll do what?
Something you brag about.
I'm talking about the drive. They did what they needed to win. It's just like playing somebody that's like a little worse than you, but you don't want to hurt their feelings. You do just enough to win. That's how Pittsburgh plays.
This is the thing. You can't play that way in the playoffs. You're going to New England. And if you can't score touchdowns, granted, Kansas City is the best in the league of not giving up touchdowns. They showed that tonight. They're going to have to put up touchdowns against New England. And if they can't solve that red zone deal, I said it in the first podcast, they have trouble on the road. You can't go in there stumbling against the team they're about to play.
Here's my thing. Between the defensive play, holding them to 16, and them doing just enough to outscore them, whether they playing against Kansas City or New England, whether they kicking field goals or scoring touchdown every drive, they're playing to do whatever it takes to win. They might not do that in New England. Maybe this
not. I hope they get the problem.
Maybe it's not even a problem. If they know that they can do whatever it takes to win, if 6 field goals will get me the W, kick them field goals. I'm not
taking away the point.
Here's my thing. If you look at the past games, the past tight games, when they played Baltimore, which I say might arguably be their hardest game, depending on how next week goes. When they play Baltimore, when they play Cincinnati, when they play Kansas City, those tight games, them W's that they got, they did whatever it takes. Antonio Brown got the touchdown when they need it. Chris Boswell getting the points when they need them. They was up by how much? It was 15-7. And they running out the clock, and then they still get 3 points. And it don't matter, especially on defense, if you got players like the veteran James Harrison using old man tricks to do what it do.
I'm happy they got the win, but I am concerned because you have one of the most potent offenses in the league, and you can't put up touchdowns on the road. That's a concern. That's all I'm saying. I hope they go to New England. If that defense show up the way that they played tonight, like the way they played the last 6-7 games, they have a shot. You got to keep in mind, Ben didn't play in the first game when they played New England earlier. New England could not stop Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. But here's the thing. Kansas City pretty much took Antonio Brown away. That means that they should have won this game without Le'Veon carrying the ball 30 times. That means he's tired when they get to next week. That's what I'm saying. They should have been able to complete some passes to Brown. Jesse James had a pretty decent game, but they should have been able to throw some passes and complete them to give Le'Veon a break. That's 30 carries.
See, but 30 carries over the course of 4 quarters. That's, in actuality, that really ain't too much. That's what, 12 carries a quarter? And if you getting...
That's a lot of carries.
But they had the ball forever.
I understand. They're gonna have to get somebody. It's gonna have to be somebody a step up because New England, Belichick is going to take somebody away. And don't think he wasn't watching to see what Kansas City did to take Antonio Brown away. So that means that Coach Hamilton, Rodgers, Hayward Bay, I saw him out there. Somebody else is going to have to make a play because Le'Veon's going to be tired.
What team has stopped Le'Veon?
Nobody. Well, yeah. Miami stopped him the first time they played him.
The first time, early in the season.
Yeah.
Belichick. Okay, say Belichick do take away Brown. He's not
going to scheme to take away Bell.
He's not going to take away Bell. They haven't developed a meta to stop his running style yet. They're going to give it a year or two. Just like the read option when it got hot. Like, people can stop the read option pretty easy now. You got to pull it out as a surprise if you want to do something with it like Green Bay did. No shade. But they're not going to stop him. Le'Veon Bell will rush for 150 next week.
On who?
On New England.
No, he won't put up 150.
He will definitely put up 150.
I'll give him 120, but I don't think he'll do 150.
He might break 200.
No.
Okay. It's okay. We got it on record.
That's fine. The main thing is that they win.
They're going to win. Mike Tomlin and company is going to do whatever it takes. Whether it be Shazier, Dupree, Harrison, Le'Veon Bell, being Antonio Brown, Chris Boswell, my personal MVP.
I do think that they found the formula because they're going to play the way they played tonight. They're going to keep Brady off the field. But when they get down there, they're going to have to score a touchdown.
You know who I think is going to be crucial next week? James Harrison, Brian Shazier, Bud Dupree. All three of them. They're going to make the difference. I think Pittsburgh should take a look at like I said, the first half. Houston and New England. They was hitting Brady. Brady was upset. And the way Bud Dupree hit that boy from Miami, let him hit Brady like that one time. Brady don't take no hits.
He'll be ejected.
He'll be ejected, but Brady will be too.
You know what? Here is the thing about Brady, is that he don't like to be hit.
I know.
And the times that Pittsburgh have beat them in the past, they hit him. And they hit him off, even if it's not the same. It makes Brady uncomfortable.
That's what I'm saying.
But New England is a timing offense, so they got to get to him in about 2 seconds.
Man, you see that, the NFL, it was something. They was clocking how fast it took for Lawrence Taylor when Lawrence got that sack against Joe Flacco when he ran straight through the middle, which I don't know if you know New England line is gonna be opening up holes, but if let one of them, Shazier be the one. Shazier the fastest. You talking about time? Shazier be the fastest linebacker on the team, and let Shazier get his hands on hit in one big time. That's how they gonna win. I mean, in all actuality, it's gonna be the defense. I mean, Le'Veon gonna do what he do. Chris Boswell, that's my MVP. But this game, the Miami game, the Baltimore, well, not the Baltimore game. There's been some games where it was the defense, Pittsburgh defense. They finally got their form with them young cats in the backfield. Pittsburgh defense show up, they got it.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
But, like I said, it's going to be some good games. I think the best 4 teams are remaining in all actuality.
Yeah.
You could have made a case for Dallas. Even if Dallas had won, you still had the best 4 or 5 teams that was left.
Well, man, regarding Dallas too, out of Dallas fans, I don't like Dallas, but that has really gotta suck. You get all this hype. Look at all the hype, and you get this close, but so far away.
Actually, Dallas winning again was good for the league. It's good for the league. It's a storied franchise. I dislike the Cowboys, but it was good for the league.
See, but I was talking to Reese. Shout out to Reese.
Reese.
I was talking to Reese.
Sleep easy, buddy. Sleep easy.
I was talking to Reese, and he was like, man, it don't even matter, cause here I am again saying, well, there's next year. Whether they make the playoffs, they don't. Whether they go 13, what they lost 3 games, 13-3, and it's still next year.
Still next year.
What do they have to do?
I mean, because they had everything.
They did have everything.
They had everything. Like I said, it had to come down to coaching. Why would you not run Elliott?
A coach.
Why would you not run Elliott? Elliott should have carried the ball. You keep in mind, Dallas had a week off. Elliott rest, and no, he had 2 weeks off because he didn't even play in the last game of the season. You could have rushed Elliott 35 times. That dude probably would have hit Green Bay for 200.
Yeah. No,
So
he shoot through the line of scrimmage.
It would have to be coaching.
You know, he shoot through the line of scrimmage like a cannonball. He should be hitting people. Oh, fat head
the
joke.
move that he put on
Clay Matthews.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he put him in the spin cycle.
He put him in the spin cycle. He whipped him.
Yeah. Had him looking stuck. Clay Matthews was stuck.
He couldn't blow it up.
Alright. Well, moving on to probably the last section of the podcast. Looking at this playoff picture, man. Next week, it goes down. We figure out who's going to Super Bowl 51 next week. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it on TV right now. Like I said, Chris Boswell, and I don't like Green Bay, but shout out to Mason Crosby, too. 2 51-yard field goals in a row, though? All right, I just had to get that out of my system.
No, actually 3, technically.
Yeah, it was 3. I'm talking about back-to-back, though.
Yeah, they tried to ice him.
Yeah, he
did. He hit the one, he hit the other one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did 3 in a row.
Oh, yeah, but, man, shoot. So you got Green Bay in Atlanta and Pittsburgh in New England next week. Starting with the NFC. Who wins that?
Atlanta.
I still don't believe in them. I'm sorry. I still don't believe in them. They showed me a lot last week, but I don't see it. Atlanta, I don't even know how they pulled up what they pulled
up. Green Bay was exposed. Dallas exposed it.
Atlanta do not have the weapons Dallas got.
Yeah, they do. Actually, they have more.
Man, get out.
They have more.
Explain.
You got Mohamed Sanu, who now you can't, because of Sanu, you can't double Julio Jones. And then you have them 2 running backs.
What 2 running backs?
Coleman and
Devontae Freeman.
Yes. Man. They used them guys in the passing game, running. They exposed them. And Matt Ryan's gonna hit them for 300. He will.
You know,
I'm going with Atlanta. It'll be a shootout, but I'm going with Atlanta.
Man, look, if Jordy Nelson actually do come back next week, man, you know what? Forget that. Jordy Nelson can stay on the sideline. Green Bay is also, just like Pittsburgh, playing to do whatever it takes to win. I'm not putting my money on Atlanta. Like, Atlanta, they beat Seattle, a banged up Seattle. They were missing. Who was they missing? Earl Thomas? Nah. Yeah, it was Earl Thomas. They were missing Earl Thomas. They didn't, like you said, they didn't have a running back. They gotta show me something. If Atlanta do it, you know what? More power to them. But I don't see nobody get past Green Bay. Except for Pittsburgh, when they meet in the Super Bowl, just like they did
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious that we're picking the Steelers for the Super Bowl.
Man.
But
I got reason, though.
What's that?
Because Pittsburgh is not taking no for an answer. They haven't lost a game.
I understand. That's the same reason why I'm taking the Steelers. All I'm saying is that they are gonna have to score touchdowns,
and they will. If that's
this
what
was actually, they say it was a good win for New England because they saw things they need to work on. I think this was the same thing for Pittsburgh. It was a good win for them, but they saw things they need to work on as far as their red zone offense. So they have time to prepare and to fix that. But I do think it's going to be Steelers versus Atlanta in the Super Bowl. Two of the highest scoring offenses in the league.
I see black and yellow and green and yellow. That's what I see. Atlanta got to prove to me. And you can expose me on the next podcast. That's fine. If it happens. But Green Bay not taking no for an answer. And if scoring touchdowns is what it's going to take to beat New England, Mike Tomlin and company is going to do it. That's what they're going to do. Pittsburgh not take. They got that look at
I will tell you, whether it is Atlanta, which, yeah. Whether it is Atlanta, whether it is Green Bay, Le'Veon's going to have a field day.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
He's going to have a field
yes,
day.
it is.
Now, Atlanta has a better chance to stop him. If it's Green Bay, he's going to, because they're good against the run. They're decent against the run. Green Bay, Le'Veon will hit him for 200.
I think he can do that against New England.
He's gonna have a game against New England.
Cause I mean,
They don't need to practice Le'Veon for about 2 days.
In which they probably won't. They gave him a rest. Le'Veon want a ring. All them boys want a ring.
Well, here's the other thing about Le'Veon is that this is actually his first playoff season. The other time, the past 2 years, he's been hurt every time they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that all three of the Killer Bees have played in the playoffs together.
Mm-hmm.
So, the times that teams have knocked Pittsburgh out the past 2 years, they never got the whole team. Mm-hmm. They got the whole team now. Man. And they're going to be a handful to deal with. They are the only threat to New England.
Because in all actuality, tell me who can stop Ben, Brown, Bell, and Boswell, baby. Give me that MVP. Chris is my MVP for the day. I give him I give him player of the week. I give him player of the week.
Why? Because he set a playoff record for field goals. You know what? I'm going to give shout outs to Chris too.
Shout out to Chris, man.
I'm going to give shout outs to Chris.
No,
Chris
I'm giving
his thing.
You know why I'm giving it to him? Because his comments after the game. He said he don't even need to be mentioned in the what is it called?
Killer Bees.
The Killer Bees. He said he don't even need to be a Killer Bee. He said he just doing his job. Chris just doing his job. Get that man a 9
Chris
to 5.
is looking like get in the end zone next time. Because if he had missed just one of them, he would have been the most hated man in Pittsburgh.
I wouldn't stand Chris Boswell. Give me Mason Crosby.
If he had missed he would be the most hated man in Green Bay. Your game should now come down to a kicker.
Why not? What you hating on the kicker for?
I'm not hating on the kicker. You know what? I'm glad Pittsburgh has the guy that they have. He came through in the clutch. But, yeah. It's going to be good.
That is. I'm telling you, kickers are changing the game. They threatened to take it out. I told you this earlier. They threatened to take it out a year or so ago. And that's why they changed the extra point. People hitting 50 yarders like it's chump change. I'm telling you, kickers is recognizing. Y'all need us.
Kickers rule.
Man, you know if they take a kicking out the game, Pittsburgh wouldn't even be in the playoffs.
Don't keep reminding me of that. That's why they lost to Dallas.
Embrace it, man. Wait, what?
Because they didn't kick. That's why they lost to Dallas.
And Mike learned his lesson. Chris Boswell probably told Mike, "Hey man, I got a leg, bro." You ain't heard about me.
Kudos to the Steelers, though.
And you know what?
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
Shout out to Le'Veon Bell, man, cause Le'Veon has given new life to the running game. We've been looking at passes for the past 10 years. Ain't been a real running back since the bus and Sean Alexander, but Le'Veon then reinvented running with his.
You had Peterson, you had Arian Foster.
Yeah, but they didn't reinvent running.
You had Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, I mean, come on.
You see,
Let's bring some back.
He was more of like a savage more than anything. He didn't reinvent it. Le'Veon with his.
Marshawn.
I'm giving it a name now. The play pause running. With his play pause running game. He just be tapping the play pause. With his buffering running. Le'Veon buffers when he runs. That man is loaded. He on sprint.
Yeah.
Shout out to Verizon.
Why?
So we can watch the games on our phones.
Why won't we have a big TV?
For times when I be working and I
on
don't.
Sunday?
I worked a couple Sundays. Anyway, shout out to Verizon. Shout out to the NFL. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Shout out Steelers. Shout out Chris Boswell. Shout out Le'Veon. Shout out my viewers.
Reese! Sleep easy, Reese. Sleep easy.
And you know what? I just want to give out apologies to Reese, Uncle Joe, Jay, Darren, Yarborough. Y'all had a good run, but I tried to let y'all know.
You know, send them the link.
I'm gonna send them the link. I'm gonna send them the link. I'm gonna tell them to skip to. I'm gonna put a timestamp. Put a timestamp, and I'm gonna send them the link. Dallas lost. Dallas lost by 3. Dallas got beat. Did you hear that? Did you watch it? Do you remember it? I know you will.
I know you feel it.
And you will forget it, just like all the other losses y'all are taking. You know, you need to find somewhere else to hand out them L's, because y'all got a whole bunch of them. Anyway, it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
We look for the championship round.
Yeah. Hopefully we see Pittsburgh and Green Bay. I want to run that rematch. And you know what? As much as I don't like Dallas, I would have loved to see Dallas and Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl 51-0.
But it was a good game earlier this year.
I would have liked to see it for history.
You know what? You mentioned earlier that Dallas has been the most. They need a break.
Yeah, Dallas been doing the most.
Yeah, they need a break.
Yeah, you know what? That way, everything can get back balanced in the NFL. We can get all the bandwagon riders that, you know, it's just Cowboys fans just out the woodworks. That way, you know, Reese can calm down and, you know, people stop getting their hopes up, because that's not healthy to have your hopes up on a team that's coached by Jason Garrett. Like, you just can't do it. You can't do it.
I mean, what do you do?
Get another coach.
What do you do?
I don't know. Clearly, they trying to figure that out. But they got plenty of time now, because they are out of the playoffs. Can't stress that enough.
One and done.
One and done. One and done. Man, you know, they remind me of OKC last year. You know, they was doing something. Steph Curry. You know how that's. It just went downhill from here. You think it might go down?
Huh?
You think it might go downhill for them from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends on Jerry.
It is going downhill.
He is known to mess something up.
Do you see them trading Romo?
Oh yeah, they gonna trade him. You know what? I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
I mean, I think there's some teams that's gonna make a play for Romo. Denver.
Yeah.
Maybe Houston. It's some teams gonna make a play for him.
Maybe I'm too young, but why does anybody want Romo?
Because Romo can play.
Romo.
He's an experienced quarterback.
Never seen anything that Romo's done positive.
He's a good QB.
Yeah. He's not the Cam Newton.
Anyway.
Hold on now.
Cam didn't do anything.
That's not his fault,
Carolina
though.
didn't do nothing.
You know, if Cam say something about the refs, he cry. If Tom Brady say something about the refs, they throwing flags on the next play. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry. Come on, Roger, Mr. Goodell. I need something done. Talk to your man.
Okay.
Talk to your man.
We're not gonna go into.
Hey, no, you know what, Goodell? I really need you to talk to your man because I ain't never seen one quarterback this being Ben Roethlisberger. Every time he gets sacked, it's the same way. Don't nobody knock out Ben. They wrap up his ankle. That's targeted. Didn't they have a bounty like with the Saints? Like you remember?
You reaching.
No, I ain't reaching.
You reaching.
I'm just saying it's fixed.
You reaching.
I'm not reaching. Just look at the past couple times Ben that got sacked.
I know
They wrapping him up. They trying to reactivate that fraction.
Ben need to just let go of the ball.
Man,
He
gonna tuck and
Pittsburgh
run.
has done a good job protecting him. He sacked the second fewest times in the NFL. They've done a good job protecting him.
This year, but as a whole, since he started, probably the most sacked quarterback in history.
No, that's
I think
no. I don't remember.
Matt
How
McGloin?
did we get on this?
I don't even know, because I was thinking about wrapping it up about 10 minutes ago. But then, I had to, rave on Dallas, because they're not in the playoffs anymore, in case y'all ain't know. Reese!
Sleep easy, Reese. Sleep easy.
Oh, Reese, I hope you feeling better too. He was sick. Yeah, he was sick.
Hey, man.
Not as sick as Dallas was. Okay, we done, folks. We done.
You can tell we don't like Dallas.
I'm not a Dallas fan. In case you wanted to know. Fun fact, I don't like Dallas. Man, today I started a SoundCloud. You can peep it out in the description. You can get this podcast. You can listen to it on SoundCloud. You can also download on SoundCloud. Let me know your thoughts, because this was not only a fun video to record, but also an easy one to record. Me and Double M could probably get this podcast. We can talk about some more stuff in between. Probably comment, see if see anything worth talking about, man. Talk about it. Drop some subjects down below. Other than that, not incredible, not terrible, just relatable. This has been Sports Talk and everything in between. I catch up with y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, you know what? That's fine. What? All right, bye. Peace.